Students, I am going to explain a very important topic, that is the high powered money. High powered money is also known as the monetary base in an economy. So first of all, let us see what high powered money or monetary base is. High powered money refers to the money which is produced by the central bank and the government of the country, and this high powered money is in the form of paper currency and coins, and this high powered money is held by the public and also by the banks. So once again, high powered money refers to the money which is issued by the central bank and the government. It is issued in the form of paper currency and coins, and it is held by the public of the country, and it is also held by the banks of the country. This high powered money is denoted by the symbol H, capital H. And high powered money is composed of what? It comprises of the currency which is held by the public, that is C, and the commercial bank's reserves, that is R. Therefore, high powered money H is equal to C, that is the currency or the money with the public, plus R, that is the reserves of the commercial banks. So we now move further, that the currency which is held by the people, that is the currency held by the public, which is denoted by C, it is constituted by, it comprises of three elements. The money with the public includes gold stocks. Secondly, it includes the amount of money issued by the government, that is the coins and paper currency. And thirdly, it includes the outstanding central government credit, which is in the form of loans and securities. For example, if a person has given loan to the government, or if a person has purchased the securities of the government, so that very loan or the securities will also be the money which is being held by the public. So these are the three constituents of the currency held by the public, C. Now we move further, that the commercial bank reserves are. They are constituted of what? They constitute the required reserve RR and the excess reserves ER. Therefore, the commercial bank's reserves R will be equal to RR plus ER. So, further about R, it can be said that the commercial bank reserves R are a fixed proportion R of total bank deposits, and these total bank deposits include what? They include the demand deposits, the time deposits, the government deposits G. And in this way we can symbolically write that the commercial bank reserves R is equal to a fixed proportion R multiplied by the total bank deposits, that is multiplied by D plus T plus G. So in this way the commercial bank reserves can be written. So now we move further, that how the equilibrium level of high powered money, that is H, will be determined in the economy. Equilibrium level of high powered money will be determined at the point where demand for high powered money becomes equal to the supply of high powered money. So the point where demand and supply of high powered money, they intersect each other, at that very point the equilibrium level of high powered money will be determined. So now let's see the relationship between the demand for high powered money and the money supply. There is a negative relation between the two, which means that if the demand for high powered money rises, then money supply will fall. If the demand for high powered money falls, then the money supply increases. So it is showing that there is a negative relation between demand for high powered money and money supply. So now let's talk about the supply of high powered money. The supply of high powered money, it is controlled by the central bank. So since it is controlled by the central bank, it means that it is given by the central bank. So now let us see the relationship between the supply of high powered money and the money supply. There is a positive relation between the two, which means that if the supply of high powered money rises, then the money supply also increases. If the supply of high powered money falls, then the money supply also falls. So there is a positive relation between the two. Now we can show the relationship between demand for high powered money, supply of high powered money, and money supply with the help of a diagram. So you can see that in the diagram it has been shown that the high powered money, it is on the y-axis, money supply, it is on the x-axis. So initially, supposing there is a supply of high powered money HS, it is given, it is running parallel to the x-axis, and when supply of this high powered money is given, then initially suppose we have the demand for high powered money HD0. This is the function of high powered money initially. So the equilibrium will take place at the point E0, and therefore the equilibrium money supply in the economy will be OM0. Now supposing this high powered money falls, so the demand for high powered money falls to HD1, now the equilibrium will shift to E1, and therefore the money supply rises to OM1. So we can see that when the demand for high powered money falls, money supply has risen to OM1. On the other hand, if the demand for high powered money rises to HD2, then the new equilibrium point will be E2, and now the money supply, it will fall to OM2. So this shows that when the demand for high powered money rises, then the money supply falls to OM2. So this is the diagram which is showing that how the changes in the demand for high powered money, they are putting an influence on the money supply in the economy. So now we shift to the next diagram, and in this diagram it will be seen that how the supply of high powered money has effect on the money supply. Again in this diagram we are taking the high powered money on y-axis, money supply being taken on the x-axis. And now suppose the demand for high powered money, it is given, it is the HD function. Initially suppose the supply of high powered money is HS0, then the equilibrium point will be E0, and therefore the equilibrium money supply will be OM0. So now we suppose that the supply of high powered money increases. So if it increases to HS1, then the new equilibrium point will be E1, and according to it the new equilibrium money supply in the economy is OM1. Now on the other hand, if we suppose that the supply of high powered money falls to HS2, then the new equilibrium point will be E2, according to which the new equilibrium money supply in the economy will be OM2, which means that when the supply of high powered money is rising, then the money supply in economy is also rising, and on the other hand, when the supply of high powered money is falling, then the money supply in the economy is also falling. So in this way you have seen in this lecture what high powered money or monetary base is, and how the equilibrium level of high powered money is determined in an economy, how the demand for high powered money and supply of high powered money put an influence on the money supply in an economy, or how money supply is determined with the help of the demand and supply of high powered money. Thank you so much.